Bros, my name is Felicia and I like scary movies, and today I'm back with another 3 movies not to watch video, and this is of course with your parents. So a lot of my friends have pieced out of New York and are now staying at their parents' house, which honestly, I don't blame them, that sounds very nice. And so I have some anti-recommendations for you. But before I get into that, 2 bits of news for me. 1, I made bread today. I know, I made a sourdough loaf like everyone else already has, but I made mine today and it was amazing and I felt so fulfilled. It was wild. And then I ate half the loaf, so I just ate half a loaf of bread, but I'm feeling so good about myself. It's incredible. And the second thing is that tomorrow, May 22nd, the Chattanooga Film Festival is doing their festival virtually this year, which I think is really cool and a very exciting opportunity for a lot of us that haven't been to a lot of film festivals or wouldn't have access to these films otherwise. This is a pretty awesome opportunity. So basically they're selling a 4-day pass for $30 or a 1-day pass for $10. And you literally can go on for Friday through Monday and watch as many of their movies as you want. And they're also doing all of their panels. It's just, like, yes, it's very sad these festivals don't get to happen in person this year, and it's a big bummer, but the fact that they're moving everything online for us right now, I think is a pretty cool opportunity for people that don't live near genre film festivals. So I'm gonna take advantage of this. I'm sure I'll be making some videos about some of the movies I see this weekend, but let me know if you're going to as well. I'll link all that down below for you if you want to check it out. And now, let's talk about parents. So here are my parents. I know, they're adorable. But these are 3 movies I would never watch with them. First one, Parents from 1989. I found out about this movie during a cannibalism lecture and it sounded amazing and I had to check it out immediately. And it basically takes place in this very idyllic 1950s suburb, all-American family, blah, 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 where this little boy starts to suspect his parents are cannibals. And boy, it seems like he's right. This movie was written by Christopher Hawthorne, who didn't seem to do much after this movie, and it was directed by Bob Balaban, who you probably know more as an actor, but he did direct another horror comedy in '93 called My Boyfriend's Back, and it seems to be some sort of teenage zombie movie, but I think I have to watch it because I really liked this one. And it stars Randy Quaid, and Randy Quaid is the dad in this movie. He comes on screen and I was like, who is that man? Who is that man? And he is from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which I watch every year with my family. So that was delightful. And the mom is played by Mary Beth Hurst. And I don't know a ton of her work, but she was the judge in The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which is one of my fave exorcism films ever. And the child is played by Brian Madorsky, who doesn't seem to have done much after this. But the thing I love most about this movie is the strong contrast between this 1950s perfect housewife family situation against cannibals and having a lot of blood. There's so much meat in this movie. They're constantly showing the mother cutting meat and cooking meat and them eating meat, and there's all these close-ups of meat, and it's just so gross and disturbing. And this movie gets a little weird and whimsical at times. One of my favorite moments is when a long string of sausages attacks the child and tries to suffocate him. It's just amazing. But yeah, just think about that while your parents make you dinner tonight. I'll make my own dinner. Okay, next up we have The People Under the Stairs from 1991. This is another horror comedy, and it's by the one and only Wes Craven. This is one of his stranger movies, maybe the strangest. It's about this little boy named Fool who him and then 2 adults break into their evil landlord's house, and they're gonna steal stuff. Casual. And when they get inside, a few things happen. 1, they realize they can't get out. They're locked inside the house. 2, the people that live there are not only brother and sister, but there's definitely some incest going on and it's gross.
Your father's one sick mother, you know that? Actually, your mother's one sick mother too.
And then they find out that there are many children running around in the walls, in the basement, and under the stairs, and they're not happy. Now, like a lot of Wes Craven films, this was based on an actual news story he had read where 2 burglars broke into someone's house and they found all these children locked up that had never been outside before, which is just terrifying. But as a fan of true crime, I'm intrigued. But this movie is so weird. First of all, okay, a little bit of the cast. We have Brandon Quinton Adams, who plays Fool. He is just adorable. And he's in a lot of movies around that time. He's in The Mighty Ducks, he's in The Sandlot. And then our incestuous couple are played by Everett McGill and Wendy Robbie, both from Twin Peaks. So Wes Craven saw them in Twin Peaks where they actually play a husband and wife couple, and he was like, they're perfect. And he brought them in to play this weird couple in this movie. And they're just so weird. Like, first of all, they're obviously like homicidal maniacs and really messed up people, but also their sexual relationship and the fact that they called each other mommy and daddy is just gross, and I will not be watching that with my parents, and neither should you. Now, last on my list, okay, so the last two were horror comedies. This is whatever the opposite of a horror comedy is, and that is Goodnight Mommy from 2014. This is a Severin Fiala and Veronica Franz film. Their newest film, The Lodge, just came out on Hulu pretty recently. If you haven't checked it out, it's amazing and it'll definitely bum you out. So this is an Austrian film. It's about two twin boys that start to suspect their mother is not their mother because she comes back from having plastic surgery, her face is all wrapped up, and they start to trust her less and less and eventually turn on her. This is one of the most brutal movies I've ever seen. There is no humor, there is no lightness. It is just heavy and brutal the whole way through, but it's freaking incredible, and also has one of the cringiest eye-covering scenes I've ever had to watch, which has to do with super glue. And if you know what I'm talking about, leave a comment. Ow. But overall, awesome movie. Don't watch it with your folks. Now, down in the comments, I want to know from you guys, so who do you think are the worst parents in horror movies? Who takes the cake? Who traumatizes their kid the most? Let me know. And that's it, people. I'm gonna go eat some more bread now because I love bread. And have a nice scream. Bye-bye.